Okay, in this video we're going to look at setting up your Pro 1000, your new 2023 Pro 1000. So the press ships set up in a caliber, so you can buy it in a caliber setup. You'll get the dies with that. This is set up for 9mm, so the shell plate was already installed. The only thing you have to install is your case feeder, set that up for 9mm. Remember to take the riser off the slider for that, and make sure that the spring is attached to the rear hole for the Pro 1000. Not like on the 6-pack Pro where it's attached to the front hole. Then you have to install your dies and set up your primer feeder. So die setup on this press is very straightforward. Ships with a free die setup on all these presses are the same basically. So you have your sizing die that you're going to set up first. So your sizing die you turn down till it touches the shell plate with the carrier all the way to the top. Touch and then a third more down. That's very important on these presses. On the Pro 1000 and the Pro 4000 uses the same linkage. It's not the strongest linkage in the world because the press is built to a budget. But as soon as it touches the sizing die at the top and you've got that third turn down, there will be no play in the press, and that's most important with these presses. So you have to set it up like that. So remember, turn it down till it touches 1/3 down further from there. Then your powder measure and your powder through expander die. The die gets set up, you turn it in against the shell plate with the carrier at the top with the sizing die set already. Touching and then one full turn out. You won't add flare on that setting, and then you can start adding flare as you turn down. I've been loading coated bullets, so I've got half a turn of flare set and it flares the cases more than enough for me. You can look there, I can place that bullet almost in the case. That's perfect. You don't want to flare your cases too much. So that's an easy setup. Your auto drum, you set it up, you adjust your volume with your key, and as soon as you've set your volume, please take the key out, because the key is in here and you bump it, you can adjust the volume there. Okay, so earlier on I said about the hopper. You can see the granules of powder sticking in here. This is due to static in the shipping process. So the press ships into a cardboard box, there's static build-up there. So all you do is you take this little hopper of yours here, pop it into your wife's dishwasher. Okay, wash it in there and then let it dry naturally, and that will remove the static from the hopper. Okay, so setting up the auto drum powder measure, that's quite easy. It's just adjusting the volume of the cavity here to get the right weight for the powder you are going to be using. Then your bullet seating and crimping die. Remember, this lead bullet seating and crimping die does both things. It seats the bullet and it crimps at the same time. So you turn this die till it touches the shell plate with the carrier to the top, and you turn it out 3 full turns. At that setting it will just seat the bullet. Then you can turn it in for crimp. Now with these coated bullets, I don't want a lot of crimp. I just want to remove the case flare so that I can have a case mouth measurement of 0.380 inches on my case mouth here after I've crimped it there. So with this die, for me, I turn it down from the initial setting, maybe just a quarter, and it will give me enough crimp for that. And then you adjust your COL with the knob on top. Once you've done that, your press is almost set up, your dies are set up. Then your primer slider, you will get a primer slider like this in a package. There's actually 2 in a package, which is nice. You'll get the little guide will fit in there, and then you just move it in here and you attach the primer spring. Then you can test it as it's working. Fill your primer system, get your press ready, start loading. Setup on these presses are quite easy. It's not difficult. It's a simple, just follow the instructions on the die setup, and then most importantly, set your sizing die with the 1/3 turn down to take out any play at the top of the stroke. You can see there's no play in the press now. And I have just made a big mistake and not placed a bullet on this case because I'm not concentrating while reloading, which is a problem. But yeah, I've got a charge case here. Any case, let's just put a bullet on there just in case we do that again. We don't want to drop powder all over the show here and waste primers and things like that. Primers are a problem in South Africa in the moment. The other things I've added to the press is a case collator, obviously, and our case feed supports. just to support the tubes and keep them nicely aligned. Setting up your case feeder is quite simple. Just follow the instructions in the book. Setup of this press is very, very easy. And once you've got it set up, take it slow in the beginning. And then remember to press down to prime. If you don't press down all the way on the handle at the bottom of the stroke, you're going to sit with high primers and that will lead to problems. But as you can see, it's beautiful. This press just works. Budget type press, but I've always loved the old Pro 1000s. I like setting them up. I like the challenge of something telling me you can't prime on that press. I can get them to prime for no issue. And as you can see with this press, it's so much easier. There's no timing screws to adjust. There's no indexing. It's just so much easier. Pro 4000, 6-pack Pro, this press, setup on these presses are now super simple. Just follow the instructions. There's nothing special to do. There's nothing to look out for, adjust that, do that. Just make sure your primer trough is being shaken like that to keep feeding primers. The pin here must ride on this. And otherwise, once you set up your case feeder, your dies, your auto drum, your primers, you're ready to load. It's very, very simple. It's an easy press to set up. And it's an easy press to use. It's quite smooth. Old Pro 1000s could be jerky and kick out powder here as it moved past the indexing ball head, but no powder is being spilled on this press. Nothing is wrong here. This press just works fantastically. I like this press. Now let's go deeper into this press and we're gonna strip down the carrier and see what's going on there and answer the question of can you adapt this to an older Pro 1000. Thanks.